Cliniko family, it's another day, another week, another set of updates, so that means it's another episode of Cliniko This Week. There have been several behind-the-scenes changes that have been made, and some visual changes that you may have already seen, including patient names on tabs now appearing as initials. We've also released a change involving browser history and online booking, and a way to add payments to invoices of patients you may have deleted. So buckle up as I take you on tour of this week's changes. Part of the recent changes include some things behind the scenes, as I mentioned earlier, specifically to Cliniko's API, which allows developers to create integrations with their software. So if you are a developer, make sure you check out Cliniko's API GitHub page to see the recent updates to the API that have been made. Next up, we made a change to how patient names appear on the tabs of your browser. Previously, we would display the full name of the patient on the tab when viewing their patient file and completing certain actions like creating treatment notes. When viewing your browser history, though, the patient name would also be listed. This means if someone else had access to your device, but not necessarily access to Cliniko, going through your browser history could potentially reveal who your patients were. So now we only display the initials of the patient when viewing their file to protect their privacy. Also related to browser history, if a patient or client books an appointment via online booking, once they made it to the confirmation stage, we would show a summary of what was booked. While the patient's name or contact information wasn't listed, if another person decided to look through the patient's browser history, clicking on the confirmation page would bring up the same summary. To further protect their privacy, we've now changed this so that clicking on this link within the patient's browser history would no longer display any of the booked appointment details. Patients will, however, still receive a confirmation email if enabled for the service/appointment type. The final change that was implemented was to deleted patients. If a patient is deleted, to maintain your financial reports, their invoices and payments remain. What happens, though, if you want to record a payment for an open or outstanding invoice? Well, instead of recreating the patient's file just to add a payment, you can now simply enter a payment for a deleted patient without any extra steps. Simply go to the invoice for the deleted patient on the Invoices page, add a payment, and enter the payment amount and source as you do normally. You'll see on the payment page that the name cannot be altered, nor can you access the patient's file from the invoice, as they no longer exist. This is especially helpful if you needed to write off any invoices of patients who have been deleted for whatever reason. While our tour ends here, another tour of changes is scheduled for next week, of course. I can't wait to have you join me, but until then, I'll see you next week. Bye!